Happy Monday, Wellness Warriors. Hello, hello. Okay. So Tracy is going to be coming in a little bit late, so we are just going to go ahead and kick this off. Starting with some celebrations. Let me pull up my list. I should have had that, but we're always multitasking. Okay. So we have a lot of big stuff that's already happened this month. I mean, it's only the 10th of the month, and we have like a lot of new VIPs. So very excited. I know I'm going to continue to talk about the double rank up bonuses, but we have people that are already hitting them. So first off, leading the pack is our new Taylor Holes. She's got 5 VIPs, y'all. 5 in 10 days. So she already hit that double rank up bonus. My new person, Rebecca, she added 4. I've added 3. Stephanie Tapia's added 1, and Stacy Thorpe has added 1. So, yay, 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 yay. And then upgrades to brand ambassador, Taylor, Rebecca, and then Travis Burrich. I don't know, but yay! So 3 new brand ambassadors already, you guys. This is huge. So I know that normally we have this kind of energy and excitement coming out of convention, but it is really fun to see it like already starting off this month, just so energized. So I know like for myself, I'm really trying to front load this month so that when we are in Las Vegas next month, I'm not feeling like I'm behind. Can really just focus on what we're doing and why we are there, and also just enjoy the time with you guys when we're not in session. So, okay, real quick about those double rank up or the double enrollment bonuses. That ends Saturday. So you guys, we still have Tuesday through Saturday to get those 4 enrollments. Something that Tracy is going to be sharing out more tomorrow is we are going to do a 1 a day challenge. So really be thinking about who that one person could be that you could enroll Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then you would have those double bonuses, you guys. It's so possible. So tonight after this call, just be thinking like, who are my hot prospects? Who do I just need to get on the phone with and say like, hey, I know you've been sitting on the fence. Like, let's just do this thing. How can I help you? Really get them on the phone, get them started. Or also like look in your back office. Who has not ordered in 6 months and could get restarted? That's what happened with my girl, Rebecca. Like she'd been a customer before and she got restarted and then brought her whole tribe with her. So that could be y'all's story too. No stone unturned. So really, yeah, 1 a day for this week. We are going to be helping guide you because we know that it's possible, you guys. I mean, look what's already happened this month already. So in each one of your chats, we're going to be giving you steps throughout this week on how to do that because we know that you can. We've done amazing things. Like think about, just in my mind, I have this as this is the end of the month. Just think about it that way. It's the end of the month. We've done incredible, amazing things, helped so many people get started on their health journeys in the last month or the last week of the month. So just kind of maybe if that's what you need to switch your brain to be thinking that way, go ahead and do that. Also, the other thing, I think she's going to re-mention it again tomorrow, but Tracy has that fun giveaway. When you add one, she's going to get that squad bracelet. I think that's what it's called, the squad bracelet. And then for each person and every other enrollment that you get, you're going to get one of those stackable bracelets. So wouldn't it be fun if we were all just covered? We look like we have sleeves out of all these bracelets. Okay, so yeah, that is where we are at with enrollments. I know, again, we can do incredible things. So 1 a day. So be thinking about who those people are and just help them. Help them. That's what we're here for, right? Mm-hmm. Julie, do you want to go ahead and do customer care and then I can do testimony?
Well, I was getting ready to introduce you.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll throw it to you and then I'll catch it back.
Okay. I don't know about you, but at least several times the past month, I've gotten this question either on a post or privately. Can I take supplements when I'm pregnant or breastfeeding. And so we wanted to address that here. And Kim has an amazing story. I don't know if you saw the graphic for the event tonight, but she's holding a little pink drink, looking so cute, preggers. And she's going to talk about what that was like and what that meant for breastfeeding. So Kim, right back to you.
Well, thank you, Julie. And I have to give a shout out to the best photographer that took that photo, Miss Julie Sharoma. That was like the first time that we met each other, I think, in person. And it was our convention actually 3 years ago at the Gaylord because it was virtual thanks to COVID. But yeah, so yeah, that was my pregnancy photo with Plexus, and thanks to Julie. That's still one of my favorite pictures. Okay, so I was like trying to think about all of the timeline and everything. So I'll kind of start before I got pregnant. I started on Plexus 4 years ago this month. And it's just wild to think how God has just really written my story, like so much of my life in Plexus. It's just really beautiful when I think back on it. But I'm gonna be real with all the details. So here we go. Okay, so I was taking birth control. And because I had so many chronic UTIs, truly. And now that I know what gut health can do, I have not had any UTIs, but I also do think that it had something to do with my birth control. I didn't put that together until actually just a couple of months ago. And so I really think that by getting off birth control and adding in triplex, that really helped regulate so many of my issues and just helped me fight off so many infections. So I started in really like June, July. And then I got off my birth control in August and we started to try to have a child. I mean, overall, I felt like really good on the products. Like 2 weeks in, I felt so good. And so I ended up getting pregnant in December. And so I feel very thankful that it didn't take us a lot of, we didn't have problems getting pregnant. Um, so when I went in for my doctor's appointment, I told them, hey, I've been taking these supplements, and I gave them all the ingredients. I showed them everything. I was still taking triplex and Ease. And then I had added in X Factor, the original. Tracy suggested that as my prenatal vitamin. So I did start taking that prior to getting pregnant. And my OB was like, you know what? These look great. I mean, you've been taking them. Obviously, they've been helping your body. Like, we don't see any reason for you not to continue to take them. So I had a very smooth pregnancy. When it was time to take the dreaded, Allie, you always have to tell me what the drink is called. What is it? The glucose test? Yes.
Glucose tolerance test. Yeah.
Yes, everybody is so afraid of it. And I was like, I'm fine with it because I know that my blood sugars are balanced. I have not had any problems. I was still working out. I felt great. I didn't have bloating. Like, I mean, I'm a pretty petite person, and people would be like, you're how many weeks along or how many months along? Because I just didn't my body just really handled pregnancy well. And I attribute so much thank you, Lord. Thank you, my genetics, but thank you, Plexus is really how I felt. Smooth pregnancy. Everything was great. I passed my glucose test with flying colors. Like every time I went in for blood work, they were like, this is great. You're like textbook. There was no problem at all. And so getting closer to the pregnancy, going into the hospital, I was induced. Everything was fine. And y'all, my milk came in in the hospital. Like it was incredible. I felt again so grateful. Delivery, all of that. And you guys, I went to the bathroom the afternoon after giving birth. And the nurses were like, you did what? This isn't, you're not, no, that's not, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I just went. I'm familiar with how it goes. I did it. And my milk came in, the production was incredible. And I had the health, just felt so, again, grateful. That's really the word I'm going to continue to overuse. But my milk quality, the production, the fatty content was so good. And I honestly felt like I was setting Rollin up for having a good GI system because he was getting all the nutrients from me that I had been putting in my body. And again, thank you, Lord. He has been a healthy, healthy little guy. We've never struggled with constipation, with, skin issues, anything like that. And I attribute a lot of that to what he was getting in utero. Um, Again, I breastfed for 7 months. I never struggled with supply. The only reason that I really stopped was because I was working. I was back working full time and I had to take a work trip. And I thought, well, it'll just be easier to go ahead and wean him. Now that would be different because I don't have to go on a work trip and stop breastfeeding. So that's another, sidebar, grateful. And I never felt like any of like the OBs, the pediatricians, none of them were scared of what I was putting in my body. I had their permission, I had their blessing. And I know that's not everybody's story either. Like I know some doctors just don't know what they don't know. And so we have to give them grace for that too. But it's also like you're the advocate for your own body. So that's what I did. So yeah, that it was really great. I switched to Hunger Control Slim when I was breastfeeding, and then I switched to X Factor Plus afterwards. I've stopped taking that just because I didn't feel like I needed it anymore. But we would love to continue to grow our family, and I will not have a pregnancy without Plexus. That's just not how I ever foresee my life being. And so if you guys have any questions, or if you know of anyone that's like thinking about getting pregnant or is breastfeeding and has any questions, please let them, I'm happy to talk to them because I know what it did for me. And I also had heard so many horror stories. Hey, I didn't have constipation. I didn't have hemorrhoids. I didn't have the not so glamorous part of pregnancy. I was able to wear my wedding ring the whole time because my fingers did not swell. And so those were just like added things that I had heard negative and that I didn't have that same experience. So now I'm just reading through the chat.
Rachel wants to know, were you just taking triplex or how many of each? Like, what was your routine?
Pregnancy brain. Let's see. I think it's probably pretty similar to what I have now. I take triplex. I was doing 2 bio cleanse in the morning and 2 at night, and then 2 pro bio at night. I've always taken E's in the morning and at night. And then when I was we were trying to get pregnant, and when I was pregnant, I was taking X Factor Original, and then I switched to X Factor Plus when I was nursing, and then collagen. And then later on, I was like, hand me that active because mama needs the energy.
Kim, is there anything you would avoid while you're pregnant from Plexus?
Metaburn.
Mhm.
I just wouldn't suggest. I mean, at that point, you're not trying to lose weight. And like that for me, I just didn't feel like I needed that. I mean, I don't really know of anything else. Maybe, but I think only X Factor, or I mean, Metaburn might be the only one that's not super recommended.
Maybe active too while you're pregnant, if you depending on how you feel about caffeine, right?
Exactly. I mean, I was pretty like I would drink a hot tea because that's my comfort. I'm not a coffee person. I would have hot tea and then active, but that I'm not like a huge caffeine person anyway. So, I mean, when you're pregnant, you need to moderate and be cautious of your caffeine intake already. So, balance, maybe. Yeah. I mean, I can look into some of those things, but at that time, balance wasn't even really as popular as it is now. Like we had it in our portfolio, but we weren't really talking about it that much. Same for block.
I think maybe not because they're carb blockers, but they balance your blood sugar too. So,
Yeah.
Kim, any other questions? Going once. Unmute yourself. Going twice. All right, Kim, thank you so much.
Yeah.
That we just get that question all the time. And I encourage you to even research like Plexus and milk supply, and you will be encouraged by just not just the amount of milk, but the quality of milk that is produced when you are intentional in supplementing. And Allie said it definitely increased hers. So yeah, great information. And thank you. We're going to just transition into some, me too, Mary Carmen, me too, to customer care. So if you have not already checked out the Wellness Warriors Tools for the Tribe page, that's where you will want to get your information. So it's very streamlined. Our customer care is very streamlined, but I think what we're talking about tonight is that initial getting your customers started, right? So we have a how to start with triplex and ease is added on there. And it's like, what are your measurements? What are your goals? It's a really nice worksheet for people to have. And then the back of that, or the second page, if you're looking at the PDF, is a steps for success. So there are, drink more water, make sure you get into routine, those kinds of things. Make sure you're walking, have a realistic expectation, those steps for success. Now, there are a couple of ways that you can deliver that to your new customer. The first way would be to write them a handwritten note telling how much you're excited to be a part of their health journey. And then you print off that page front and back for them to have for people who like to have handwritten things and things they can put up on their refrigerator. So that's just a nice touch. I know some of you also send a frother along with that. That would be the gold star level of customer care. I've done that sometimes. Sometimes it just doesn't happen. So if you're one of mine here and you don't have one, sorry. Anyway, the second way is by sending them an email. Like you want to get them started well, welcome them, you're excited, same kind of thing in an email. You may want to tell them about, and that's easier with an email, getting them into Wellness Warrior, and the hyperlink can be there. They can just click on it as well. You can mention their referral link. That would be one touch of mentioning their referral link. And then you can add that steps to success and the thing as a PDF. So it all goes virtually. You can still Amazon link them a frother if you want to, but we just want to make sure our clients are getting started well. I think we've gone down from 50 million conversations with them in the first 30 days to maybe about 4. So that's all listed out for you in the Wellness Warrior tools for the tribe. But we want to streamline things because you know what? They are your people. They want to hear from you and they want to hear from Plexus. And Plexus has gotten really good about emailing them, being in contact with them via text. Yes, Tracy's updating that post tonight. So that's awesome. And then yeah, just hearing from you. Like if you run into troubles, that's a great place to look for a 3-way message. Like if I have someone asking about pregnancy, you better believe I'm going to be like, let me put you in a message with my friend Kim. But for the most part, we want to be taking care of our customers. And then you know what? They're grown-up adults. They need to have a little bit of ownership in their health journey. We can't micromanage them. It will only frustrate them and you. Yeah. So any questions about that, Tracy? I see you're driving, but did you want to pipe in on that? Don't careful unmuting. That always makes me nervous. Okay,
Oh,
good job.
y'all, just so excited. And I was having a coaching call with my business coach, and she was like, I'm sorry, you messaged them how many times in the first month? And I was like, we just really want to make sure that they see good results. And she was like, it sounds to me like you're trying to control the person. And I was like, Yes. And she was like, and how does it feel knowing that regardless of how many times you message somebody, so long as you're giving them the right tools, that like people are still gonna quit. And I was like, you're telling me whether I message them 5 times or 15 times, people are still gonna quit. And y'all, what we don't want is you to burn out on customer care. And how many of y'all just like raise your hand if somebody's quit and you're like, dang it, I missed step 3. It's because I missed step 3, isn't it? Golly, gee willikers. But like the truth is people quit. People quit every day. Some of y'all tried products and quit, right? And so I always say, as long as we're doing more than Allie's first sponsor did, like we're doing good. Allie, unmute. What did your first sponsor do?
Nothing.
Nothing, y'all. Sent Allie nothing. She didn't send her a darn thing and she didn't add her to a customer community. That's why Allie quit. So like freedom, responsibility, and believing that you guys can and want to get your customers the info they need to see the best results. But we hope this is life-giving to everybody. I would say, Julie, the most important thing is getting them in Wellness Warriors and getting them the Getting Started guide. Those, if you could do nothing but 2 things, like those are the 2 things. That's all.
Thank you, Tracy. Any questions about that? Good job, people. All right. Well, that's it, right, Kim?
I did just want to say, since a lot of us are going to be prepping or already like en route to Vegas next Monday, we are not going to have a huddle. But go ahead and tell, like, if you're not going to, also tell your team, take advantage of Motivation Monday that Plexus offers. Amazing trainings. It's always great to hear from someone else in the field. But we will not be meeting on here next Monday, but we will see you the following Monday. And if you are not going, make sure you're watching the Wellness Warrior team page, because we will be giving you guys updates and sharing so many exciting things.
Thank you so much. And thank you guys for taking part of your evening to, I know it's an encouragement to all of us. We learn and we grow together. So thank you so much for being here and have a great evening.